Today I'm going to be counting down my personal opinion of the top 10 coasters at Carowinds. This is a Cedar Fair park on the border of North and South Carolina, and it is a great one too. They have some good coasters, so without any further ado, let's get right into this countdown. At number 10, we have a very underrated coaster, but it's actually easy to see why. Anyway, it's the Carolina Gold Rusher. There's not many great things about this coaster in my opinion. However, it is a family coaster and it's for everyone, so that's good. But in my opinion, it's a bit bumpy. However, it does have some cool theming. It does get a little bit boring, but those helixes are kind of fun. And it just kind of meanders around. But the theming is what makes this coaster pretty cool. Number 9 is a pretty unpopular opinion. I just did not like this ride at all. The Vortex. Oh man, I walked into this thing thinking, okay, it's not going to be that bad, because it's a B&M stand-up. Well, it was bad. It was rough, jerky, and it hurt really bad because I'm a dude, and I just don't like standing up on coasters that much anyway, so I say they just convert it into a floorless coaster for their next coaster, because in my opinion, it's just not that good. The next coaster was actually a big surprise for me. I walk into this thing thinking, oh, this is going to ruin my day, but it didn't. This is Nighthawk. What? I had heard so many bad things about this coaster. Oh, it's rough. It's going to ruin your day. You're going to have a headache for hours. No, it was not that bad. Yeah, it was a bit jerky and rough a little, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. It wasn't even unbearable. Like, I don't know what it is, but maybe it just got better over the months or years or whatever. I don't even know. But I still didn't really like it that much, but it wasn't as bad as I thought, so that kind of surprised me a little. Number 7 was also kind of surprising for me. I'd say it's one of the best of its kind. This is Ricochet at Carowinds, not King's Dominion, but I thought it was fun. I liked the color scheme. I thought the switchbacks were very intense and fun, and those little bunny hops, you kind of got some cool airtime. I thought this was just a plain out fun ride. Number 7 is very, very fun. This coaster is called the Carolina Cyclone. I'd say this is one of the better aero custom loopers out there. It's got a cool color scheme because it switches like throughout the ride. And I thought it wasn't that rough. Yeah, it can get a bit bumpy, but it wasn't terrible. Those loops were fun. The helix was pretty intense. The corkscrews were decent. They were a little rough, but it's okay. I thought this was a fun ride. Barely making the top 5 was a very shocking ride for me. The Flying Cobras, formerly the Carolina Cobra. Oh my gosh, this has got to be, if not the best, one of the best Vekoma coasters out there. Easily the best Vekoma boomerang. It was smooth, it was intense, the color scheme and theming were cool, each train had a name, and it was really sweet. I liked the whole theme and all that. It was so intense, even my legs even kind of went numb during that loop. It was weird, and that Cobra roll actually wasn't that bad. This was not jerky. It was very fun, actually. I love the Flying Cobras. It was so much fun. I don't even know why. You'd think, why am I raving so much about a Vekoma coaster? Go ride it. It's nothing that outlandish, but the fact that this was made by Vekoma, I was surprised how good it was. Once again, Carowinds surprises me with another coaster. This time, it's the Hurler. Wow. This was a shocker. It was smooth. It produced some good airtime. It was a fun ride. It was actually enjoyable. Definitely better than King's Dominion's one, and it was actually decently intense. I think I enjoyed the Hurler more than I thought I would. Now we're down to, in my opinion, the 3 best rides in the park. Taking the 3rd spot is my favorite B&M invert, Afterburn. Wow, this is one of the most intense coasters I've ever ridden. It was so smooth, it was fast, intense. Oh my gosh, the forces and the G-force on I cannot explain how intense this was. It was so intense that during that Batwing and more sections of the ride, my legs actually went numb. It was so crazy. Oh, I love the color scheme, the layout, the inversions, like the loop, the Batwing, the 0G roll. the theming, everything about this coaster is good. This is my favorite B&M invert by far. My favorite thing about it is just how intense it is. If you can only ride a few coasters at Carowinds, make sure this is one of them. You do not want to miss out on the legendary Afterburn. Number 2 is Intimidator, my favorite B&M hyper. Wow, what I love about this coaster is how fast it is, the smoothness. It is buttery smooth. The trims kind of annoy me, but they're not terrible. The theming is so cool. I love the airtime. I actually think this is some of the best airtime on any hyper. It is such a good ride, and it is super intense. This is one of the best B&M coasters I've ever ridden. And speaking of the best B&M coaster I've ever ridden, is actually also my number 1 roller coaster I've ever ridden. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are down to number 1. And can you guess what it is? The one, the only, the legendary Fury 325. This is currently my number 1 coaster I have ridden. It is incredible. As far as I know, in my opinion, this is the perfect roller coaster. It is smooth. It is fast. It's intense. It has a good color scheme and theme. Oh man, this thing is insane. You are getting, like, the craziest bank turns. There's this new maneuver called the treble clef that is crazy. You get ejector airtime. There's this intense helix near the end. You get all these airtime hills where you're flying out of your seat. The bank turns are crazy. The drop, I'm speechless right now. I am literally raving about this coaster. I love it so much. And when you add in the B&M clamshell restraints, you just make it a whole lot better. So that is why I choose Fury 325 as the number 1 coaster at Carowinds. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Post your comments down in the comment section below. What is your favorite coaster at Carowinds, and did you agree with my list? Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, coaster fans, I will see you later.